A couple weeks ago, I made a video called Countries the Internet Hates for Some Reason. And I said, if you guys enjoy it, I'll go ahead and do the opposite and talk about countries that are under-hated. So here I am. The first country I'm gonna talk about honestly might have had the craziest PR shift of the last century, and that is Japan.
You only want to go to Japan because you're a geek loser nerd and you think you're gonna find an anime girlfriend there. I really couldn't give less of a shit. I am going there to experience all of my chud fantasies. The moment I step foot out of that plane and touch Japanese soil, my first objective is going into a maid cafe and having girls serve me food in maid outfits.
And I want to preface all this by saying, yes, I'm taking my talents to Japan in 2027. I'm not gonna lie, so when y'all see me vlogging head to toe of a vet, probably have an extra suitcase for this archive Japanese denim that I can't even fit. Yeah, just take it with a grain of salt, no cap. Like, yeah, me and the guys graduate next year, so if you see me talking about some ititakimasu, don't bat an eye. That being said, let's look at the Japan's PR shift.
It honestly amazes me the rebrand that Japan was able to pull off on the rest of the world. Because nowadays, people know them for their cutesy shit, for anime, for Studio Ghibli films, for their food. No one ever remembers the horrific shit that they were doing, like, in Prime Japan. Prime Japan was on some crazy type of timing, and I want to talk about it. Let's start it off with the rape of Nanjing. During the Second Sino-Japanese War, Japan captured Nanjing, which was at the time China's capital. And over a period of 6 weeks, the amount of people that they murked was in the hundreds of thousands, and that was being conservative. And do you know what they did to the women? If the name for the event does not give you a hint as to what happened to tens of thousands of women, then I'm gonna let you in a little secret. They did some unconsensual things to them. Unit 731 is another absolutely crazy one because that's when they ran human experiments on live prisoners. And they would also find pregnant women who were prisoners and burn them alive or infect them with any sort of disease that they could find and then cut them open and study their body and study how it affected the fetus. And it wasn't just limited to women. Men were also tortured and cut open alive without...
So now you tell me how Japan literally went from speed-running war crimes to this.
Do you know how bad a country's sexual assault rates have to be for you to have women's only cards in your train station? Do you know how bad a country's sexual assault rates have to be for every phone camera to have the shutter on? Do you know how bad a country's sexual assault rates have to be for little girls to prefer walking miles, like long ass miles, instead of just taking the 10-minute train because they don't want to get groped by grown men on the train? Do you know how fucked your country has to be for you to be selling used underwears in vending machines? Do you know how fucked a country has to be for the largest export to be media, but the specific kind of media involves little girls with massive badonkas?
There's literally just a constant theme amongst the internet where women just honestly don't feel safe in the country. And it's not one offense, it's not two. These are multiple offenses. And honestly, this stems from Japan's biggest problem.
Basically, these girls will like ask you to go to their little store and you get this room where you can just like stroke your shit and they give you like adult content.
Something I've always noticed, even from just watching miscellaneous animes or any form of Japanese media, is just the goonification.
All right, here, the maid girls were actually, they work at goon caves, which I just want to clarify is completely and utterly false. These girls do not work at goon caves. However, goon caves do exist here. So these girls that are lined up in crazy outfits, holding signs with prices, they work at concept cafes and concept bars. All that happens there is you pay to drink and talk with them. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing special about it, just you pay to drink with them. Oftentimes just coffee, sometimes alcohol. You might have a drink, but there's no gooning involved. Now, actual goon caves, those do exist here. I've personally never been to one. However, from what I have read, you pay like oddly an expensive amount of money, like $50 to like be stuffed in this tiny little crevice of a seat. You sit on the ground and there's like glass in front of you, and girls will like do like teasing activities there, and then like you can pick one to give you like a private teasing, and they'll like close the curtain behind them, but you're still behind glass.
Bro is giving us the most descriptive, like this nigga is not a newcomer to this. He's been there at least 5 times, at bare minimum 5 times, talking about the glass and some more shit. Like, bro, unfortunately, Japan is probably one of the most gooned out countries ever. They went from literally being samurais and being one of the most feared nations in World War II. The sad truth is people literally go to Japan just to go.
Oh, you go to Japan, you're gonna meet all these ladies. Not true. I don't meet one. Not meet one lady.
Why did you come to Japan?
I'm looking for a wife.
Oh, that's cool. What's your type?
I like Asian and pale. tall lady, and she has to like not be a lesbian because a lot of girls in Japan, they walking around with other girls. I can't meet a normal straight woman. I asked many tens of thousands of ladies, and they all not dating me. I hearing like, oh, Japan lady, they love white men. I hear this online for a long time, and the truth is they don't care about nobody. You can't get a wife anymore.
So yeah, I guess that kind of honestly, bro's just a fucking loser. I'm not gonna lie. It's a skill issue, gang. Nigga talking about he talked to tens of thousands, and not a single person. Like, that's honestly, like, you're defying the odds. Like, you're defining the fundamentals of probability. This nigga talked to 10,000 women and not a single. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Pack it up. At that point, you gotta just. Ooh, at that point, like 10, like nigga, that's 10 bands. Like, bro, like. Nah, at that point, bro, you might have to just. Like, bro, talking about they might be lesbian, my nigga. You might just be. But nonetheless, this guy literally traveled across the seas just to go to Japan to find a wife. And that's the unfortunate truth. People go to Japan for one of three reasons. One of four reasons. One, folks like me, like us regular people, we go there to immerse in the culture. We've watched some anime shows. You feel me? We've seen like all like the archived Japanese that are ugly. This next country I'm talking about has similar things. I mean, it's going down on more of a higher degree scale. Like, I'm not gonna lie, people have called this probably like the Super Bowl for OF models. Like, this next country I'm gonna talk about is like dead ass like the OF Super Bowl, and that's Dubai. As much as Dubai is gooned out in its own rights, that's not the reason why I put it on this list. Unfortunately, it's on this list because behind all the glitz and the glamour is an insane level of poverty.
This is why Dubai is hell on earth. What once was a humble Middle Eastern fishing village has grown into one of the most lavish and developed places on earth. But most of Dubai is just a huge dick measuring contest with the rest of the world. I'm sure you've heard of the Burj Khalifa. It's the tallest building in the world, and one could even argue that it's the most famous skyscraper not named the Empire State Building. But what if I told you that it serves pretty much no purpose other than being the tallest building on earth? Supposedly it can accommodate over 35,000 people, which is funny because the Burj Khalifa doesn't even have a sewage system connected to the actual building. Instead, they use these poop trucks that absolutely clog up roadways, sometimes leading them to just dump all the poop in the Persian Gulf. Now, to be fair, they have been working on a new sewage system that will be completed in 2025, but you would think that with the slave labor force and basically infinite oil money, they'd be able to build better infrastructure, but I guess not. And when I say slave labor, I mean their massive population of migrant workers, which makes up around 90% of the country's entire workforce. The UAE's kafala system allows employers of these migrant workers to not have to give them basic human rights. These employers have been caught not paying their workers, having them live in labor camps, confiscating their passports, and cutting off their communication to their families. There have even been cases of migrant workers being literally whipped by employers for protesting their conditions. But apart from poor city planning and using slave labor, there are many other.
Unfortunately, the labor camps he was talking about are real.
I don't even know how to get back to like the main road. I had to take a dirt road to get here. It's really just quite jarring to see how like Dubai is portrayed as this like perfect utopia. But like it takes this. It takes all of this. It takes these dudes working like 10, 12-hour shifts in like 110-degree heat to come home to labor camps every single day to have that.
So the unfortunate truth of all the glitz and glamour and all the shiny things is the overworked, underpaid, just harsh conditions these immigrant workers have to go through. I'm not gonna lie, I probably will visit Dubai. Okay, but I probably will go to Dubai sometime, but it's still fucked up. So pick your poison, chat. Are we picking gooned out Japan or overworked legal slavery Dubai? You tell me. Also, let me know if I missed anything else in the comment section below. I might fuck around I'm lying. I was about to say I was gonna make another video about this. I'm not. But if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, hit the bell. This channel is growing really, really fast. And honestly, the smartest investment you can make in 2026 is becoming a sicko. Join the community. If you want to join the community, like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, join the Discord. It's in the description. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow.